Are you ready to rock? Ready to roll? Nice. That's what I like to hear. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today, we're going to continue on with our story called Starry Night. So let's move on. We started in the beginning of the story. They're in the classroom. Mr. Cortez is saying, hey, what are you guys up to? Like, oh, we got this sweet sleepover in our backyard over the weekend. We have no homework. Mr. Cortez says, yes, you do have homework. So the beginning of the story, they find out they have homework, and they're like, oh, no, not looking forward to it. They're looking forward to playing, but not the homework. So that's how they feel about the homework. And then the second part of the story, Mr. Cortez is not in the story at all. It's a new character, Josie's father, in a new setting, too, in Josie's backyard. They're not in the classroom anymore. So in this new setting, you start seeing the tent set up. The father's starting to set up the telescope. And the girl's like, hey, let's go play in the tent. And he's like, hold on a second. Let's get done with your homework first. And he's being very responsible. And he wants to teach them that being responsible is a really good way to be. And setting up a strong routine. So he sets up the telescope, and he's like, you guys are not going to believe this. And they were kind of like, do we have to? Really? They're not feeling it. They're not into it. But let's see what happens next in the story. I hope it won't take long, Ling said. Josie looked up and spotted the moon. If you can see, there's that moon. What kind of moon is that? Is it a quarter moon? Is it a full moon or a new moon? If you said quarter moon, that is correct. And we're learning all about the phases of the moon tomorrow in science, so tune in for that. Josie looked up and spotted the moon. The moon's light comes from the sun. Oh my goodness, we're going to learn about that. This is stealing all my information for tomorrow's science lesson, but that's okay. We get to learn it first. But it's called, the moonlight comes from the sun, but it's called moonlight, Josie said. Look at the stars, Josie's dad said. They can form shapes. You can see the Big Dipper, he said. It's a group of stars. They form the shape of a giant spoon. Now let's take a look over here. This is, it's an illustration. It's not an actual real photograph picture, but you're gonna notice underneath it's labeled. Usually captions are under pictures as words that explain the picture, but this is a label. It says the Big Dipper. And if you can see, there's the handle of the spoon, and then there's the scooping part, almost like a little bucket, but it looks like a small spoon. And the Big Dipper is probably the most famous star group in the sky. There's a fancy word called star constellation. And I hate hiding the big words from because I show you them all. Constellation. You can even try and say it. It's a fun word to say once you practice it. But yeah, this constellation is a group of stars in the sky that forms. And there's astronomers, people that have studied the sky. They went to a sky school where they learn all about weather and the clouds and the sky and the air and the nighttime sky and how to use that tool called the telescope that makes things that are very far away look very, very what? Close. So it's literally going to take a view of the moon and bring it so it's almost like you're almost on the moon. And that's what telescopes are great for. So, the Big Dipper. I'm going to give you guys some homework. If you're near a nighttime sky and you can see the Big Dipper tonight, I'm going to ask you to take a picture. Boy, is that tough. I haven't seen one in a while, but maybe I'll even look tonight and take a look. So, what's happening, though, with the feelings of the characters? Are they the same as in the classroom about the homework and looking at the sky? Or in the second part of the story when they were like, do we have to? Well, let's take a look. Now, in the picture, you only see the father. But some of the things they're saying gives us clues that tell us that they're starting to care about this homework. And it's more fun than a task or a job. So they're learning things. He's teaching them about how the light comes from the sun. It's called the moonlight. And then Josie's saying some things that she knows about them. She's saying, look at the stars. She knows that stars are in the nighttime sky. They can form shapes. Okay, so she learned about groups of stars. So that's a nice thing too. You can see the Big Dipper. So it's kind of interesting. It's entertaining. It's an adventure for them. So this has become a fun thing. And that's how we're going to respond in our plot sequencing chart on the 3rd page. We did the first part, the second part. Now this is the 3rd part. They're starting to enjoy this. They're starting to look at it as not a bad thing, but a good thing. I'd like you to write a sentence about what you think the most important part for this page was. This is an important part of the story. Talk about the feelings of the girls. Are they more interested now? Are they beginning to have fun and enjoy it? Are they delighted? Well, tell me about that in that sequencing chart box, the draw it activity. Guys, have a great day. Tomorrow is Friday. Looking forward to it. See you next time.